So I just watched the new Austin Butler movie called Stealing, and I have been arguing about it with my husband ever since.
Finish him!
I walked away from it thinking, oh yeah, that was a really solid and entertaining movie. He, on the other hand, the more he thought about it, the more he disliked it. And honestly, I get it. Before we dive in, you should know that this video will contain heavy spoilers for the entire movie. If you haven't seen Caught Stealing yet, go watch it and then come back and see whose side you're on, mine or my husband's. So, on the surface, Caught Stealing seems like a pretty standard 90s crime thriller. And honestly, you have to appreciate the movie's total commitment to the 90s realism. I mean, everything is gross and dirty, the music is pure grunge, and then the Zoe Kravitz scene happens, and at that point, I just wasn't sure if I was watching a crime thriller or just a B-roll footage from Woodstock 99. Then you've got the detective, who is apparently the only cop working in the entire state of New York, making promises to Austin Butler like she's his personal fairy godmother. And then you have these mobsters who are just cartoonishly violent in broad daylight.
Bruh.
And then there's the Austin Butler of it all. A lot of people, my husband included, feel that he just doesn't have the big screen presence of a classic movie star like DiCaprio or Brad Pitt, that he feels a little small for the role. And look, I'm not gonna lie, the guy is distractingly handsome, which is nice for the female audience, I guess. But a pretty face just doesn't automatically make you Brad Pitt, you know? But the more I thought about it, I couldn't shake this one feeling. What if all of those things that seem like flaws aren't flaws at all? What if they're actually clues to what the movie is really about? For me, the key that unlocked the entire movie hinges on one pivotal scene. It's the moment after the car accident that killed his friend. Instead of grieving the loss of his friend, Austin Butler's character is completely devastated about losing his future baseball career. He's not upset about the death, he's crushed about his own lost potential. That, right there, is a shocking lack of empathy. And that's when it hit me. Caught Stealing isn't a flawed heist film about a cool thief. It's a secretly brilliant character study of a narcissistic sociopath who unfortunately falls into the one job he's perfectly and terrifyingly built for. Once you see the movie through that lens, everything else clicks into place. That supposed lack of presence from Austin Butler, it's not bad acting, it's a perfectly intentional portrayal of a man with no empathy, a man wearing a mask. The character isn't a charismatic superstar, he's an empty person pretending to be one, and Butler plays that uncomfortable truth perfectly. You're not supposed to like him, you're supposed to be unsettled by him. And I know what you're thinking. What about the moments he seems like a good guy, when he cares for Zoe Kravitz, his girlfriend, or tries to save his friend? A true sociopath is a master of wearing a mask of normalcy. He cared for the girl the way a person cares for their favorite car. She was just a valuable asset to him. And then he tried to save the punk guy because he was a useful tool for his plan. But their deaths weren't tragedies to him. They were just annoying complications. But what about him being a victim? He just fell into this whole situation, right? Well, the situation didn't create the monster. It unleashed it. A normal person in this situation would be a victim. They would panic, they would make mistakes, they would be crippled by guilt. But our hero doesn't do any of that. He gets colder and more calculating. He doesn't just survive the chaos, he thrives in it. He's not a victim, he's a predator who was just let out of his cage. In any normal heist movie, you would expect the hero to get killed or barely escape. But our hero's endgame was never just to survive, it was to win. The fact that he manages to outsmart and eliminate a powerful, established criminal organization by getting them to kill each other is the ultimate proof. He's a predator who was simply better at the game than they were. So, no, Caught Stealing isn't a perfect movie on the surface, but I don't think it was ever trying to be. I think it's a secretly clever villain origin story that it disguises as a victim of circumstance thriller. It tricks you into rooting for a monster, and that's a much more interesting film than just another simple heist movie. Let me know what you guys think. And if you like more honest movie reviews and my hot takes, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Until next time!